What's poppin' T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade Euphoria Season 2, Episode 4 review. I know I was gone last week. I was so busy getting out Spill the Teas that I didn't have the time to do a Euphoria review, but I am back this week. And I must say that this week's episode to me was far better than last week's episode. This episode at first started off a little slow for me, but baby, did they end with a bang. So we start off the episode where we left off last week with Rue going to a meeting, but she ends up disrespecting Ali by calling out the fact that he used to be abusive and wasn't there for his children or something to that effect. And Ali checked her and was like, if you ever talk to me like that again, like, I'm done fucking with you. I ain't got shit to say to your ass. And she was like, what you gonna do, hit me? Y'all, my mouth dropped. I could not believe that Rue was talking to Ali like that. But you know, she's an addict. She's on drugs and she don't give a fuck about nothing that she does or says. And he was so hurt. Like, that man that plays Ali did a phenomenal job with that scene, because it was a look of shock and awe and just disappointment and just hurt, because he really loves Rue and wants the best for her. And he was just looking at her like, this girl ain't no saving her. Like, there's nothing that I can do or say. Like, she gone. Like, there's nothing that I can do. And like, he at that point saw that he had to disassociate himself from her before he ended up hurting her ass, or better yet, hurting himself dealing with her. But I do think that Ali and Rue's mom is going to end up messing around, and he's going to become a father figure to her, especially because that's the thing that she's really missing in her life and craves the most, is her father back, which she'll never get back. But I think Ali will be a really good influence on her and could help to fill that void that she is missing. But I just felt so bad for Ali in that moment, because people with addiction really don't give a damn about nobody else, because they don't give a damn about themselves. And growing up with an uncle who was addicted to drugs, I witnessed firsthand how cruel they could be to the ones that loved them and supported them and tried to be there for them. So Cassie is out here, child, threatening Nate because she want Nate. She do not want him to be back with Maddy. She wants him to love her, because you know that's what she craves the most, is love. She's also searching for a father figure, and searching it through using her sexuality when it comes to guys, because she doesn't have any self-esteem or value in herself outside of her body. So she basically threatens him that she will tell Maddy what's going on, because she ain't got nothing to lose, because she don't give a fuck. Like, she's much like Rue. She's addicted to validation and acceptance and love, whereas Rue is addicted to drugs or whatever. But Cassie is an addict as well. She ain't got shit to lose. She don't give a fuck about herself. So Nate is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, he's realized I went from one crazy bitch to another crazy bitch. Like, god damn. And of course he doesn't want Maddy to find out, because he wants both of them. He really does. He has genuine feelings for both of these girls, which is really fucked up, because he's leading both of them on. So we see Lexi is doing this play at school. It's supposed to be on Oklahoma, but it's really about Cassie's life. Like, she has taken everything from what she's witnessed with her sister and made it into a play. And baby, when this play comes out and all of these secrets and things come out, what she has witnessed, because you know Lexi is a lurker. She hides in the shadow. Nobody pays attention to her, and so she's able to see and witness everything and use it for context for whatever she wants to use it for. And in this case, she is basically studying her sister and watching her sister spiral out of control and turn it into a play. And this is going to be explosive. I really think that this play is going to be the thing that makes Maddy realize that Cassie and Nate are fucking around. It's going to be something in that play that triggers her and makes her put two and two together, that these niggas is fucking around, and this play is about fucking Cassie, and it's going to be on and popping from there. So Maddy and Nate have a conversation at the house that she babysits for. You know, she likes to dress up in this lady's nice clothes and shit. And if that lady catch her, it's gonna be on and popping. Cause A, I think the lady low key want to have sex with her, but B, why is you traipsing around my house drinking my good liquor and my good agent provocateur lingerie? So they up there playing house and shit while the parents is gone. And they have a conversation outdoors by the pool where Maddy was just like, you know, I love you. I straight up loved you. I think she said love or loved. I can't remember. But she was like, you know, I'm not talking about, you know, fucking you and all of that stuff, being attracted to you. No, I'm talking about like I straight up loved you. And she was like, did you feel loved by me? And I was like, ooh. From a writer standpoint, y'all know I'm an author in real life. That was a cold line, a cold-blooded line. Did you feel loved by me? That is a hell of a question to ask somebody. And Nate was like, I don't know. That shit right there was golden. That shit hit me in my chest, my nigga. That was some good writing that Sam Levinson did on tonight's episode of Euphoria. And so you could tell that really like fucked her up, that he didn't know and he didn't feel loved by her. You know, but Nate doesn't even know what love is. Because Nate, in the household he grew up in, child, I'm surprised that nigga know what 1 + 1 is. So he ends up walking towards her. And at first I thought he was going to try to kiss her because, you know, he likes to use sex as a way of showing emotion and controlling the situation and the narrative. But in this case, he actually just hugged her. And I loved the shot that they used where her head is laying on his chest, but they had the light just beaming on a slither of her face, and the rest of her, you know, his body was blacked out, so it's just you saw her leaning up against blackness, because that's really what it is. Like, because there's nothing there with Nate but surface. You know, it was just so metaphoric, that whole scene. It was just, oh my god, it was just so dope to see. So then we go to Jules and Elliot. They kicking it dolo with each other. Rue is not around, which I'm like, this ain't good. So she's complaining to Elliot about the fact that when she went down on Rue was faking it and, you know, had a fake orgasm. Little did she know that Rue was high the whole time. I'm like, how does Jules not know that this girl is high? Anybody with 2 eyes can see that Rue is a walking zombie. Like, really, like, I feel like that was one of the unrealistic parts of this episode. Like, anybody can see that Rue is high. Like, this ain't just her walking around being depressed. She is high. And how is nobody noticing it? Her mama not noticing it. Jules, who's around her all the time, isn't noticing it. Like, that was a little bit unrealistic to me. So, Rue didn't enjoy being going down on, even though it was her first time, because she was high and she couldn't feel nothing. She had did too many drugs. So of course this has Jules feeling inadequate and like she didn't do it right, and make her feel like a man, and this, that, and the third. And so Elliot then teaches her how to go down on somebody by demonstrating on her hand, and then he tells her to demonstrate on his hand, and they end up kissing. And I'm like, Lord, this is not gonna be good for nobody. It went from Jules being jealous of their relationship and thinking something might be going on with them, to now her actually fooling around with Elliot. And I'm like, what is going on here? Because it's obvious that Elliot kind of like both of them. And I'm like, are they going to put them in a throuple? I really don't want to see that. I don't want the storyline to go that way. I don't think it'll go that way, because at this point they're both betraying Rue. And when she finds out, I feel like that's going to send her down a bigger spiral than what she's already on. So Rue and Jules are at Elliot's house, and they both try to make each other jealous by being intimate with Elliot. Rue and Elliot try to make Jules jealous by kissing each other, and then Jules plays the game back and has him lick her stomach, and Rue of course gets jealous. She didn't really like it or whatever, and I'm like, y'all are really sitting up here playing with fire. Somebody gonna get their feelings hurt. This is not gonna be good for anybody. So then they come up with the genius idea that if they gonna be over here licking on each other, playing truth or dare and all this stuff, let's go get some liquor. But they gonna rob a place to go get it because I guess they broke asses ain't got no goddamn money. I'm like, this is not a good idea, but okay. So then we see Cal at home, drunk boots, drunk the house down with bandages on his head. Because remember, Ashtray done beat his ass. Ashtray seemed like he knocked some sense up in this nigga, because at that point, at that night, Cal was tired of playing with you niggas. Cal had been tired of living a lie. Cal wanted to live his life. He got drunk, honey, and he left that house and played chicken on the highway and went on about his merry life and went back to the gay bar that he used to frequent when he was a young boy and in love with his best friend. I want him at this point to go find a best friend so they can live happily ever after. Because, child, if he don't live his truth by now with his fine self. So, where was I at? So Rue, Elliot, and like I said, Jules rob a convenience store, but Rue stays in the car because Rue is too goddamn high to do anything. She can't even walk straight. So Elliot and Jules are the one that rob the store, and then they end up getting away, but not before the window gets broken. I'm like, y'all just want to go to juvie and get y'all booties tapped. So Rue, on the way home, is in the back seat, buzzed out of her mind on drugs, and Jules was like, you know, why are you drinking? And she was like, I'm just having a drink. I don't even normally drink like this. Like, chill. Jules was like, but no, you're not supposed to be drinking, so why are you drinking? And at this point, you know, Rue don't give no fucks because she is loaded, honey. And she was like, bro, you get on my nerves. Like, you get on my nerves. Like, leave me the fuck alone. And Jules sitting in the front seat like, why are you talking to me like this? I'm like, girl, can't you see this girl is high? So at this point, you know, bitch don't kill my vibe. Bitch don't kill my vibe. That's the type of time that Rue was on. She was like, look, just take me home. Take me home. I ain't got time for this shit. Take me the fuck home. Because she is gone. Like, she don't give a fuck about nothing. Usually she tries to hide her drug abuse to Jules. But at this point, she just really don't get no fuck because she is rock bottom at this point. But I still don't feel like this is her bottom yet. This ain't it. It's damn near close, but this ain't it because she's been here before. So then we see Cassie at Maddy's birthday party that is at her house. And of course she's feeling guilt because she been out here fucking Nate and telling him he loved her and she loved him and this, that, and the third. And, you know, she just feels fucked up for what she's doing. And, you know, it's hard for her to be around Maddy because she knows that Maddy and Nate are back talking to each other and they got their thing going on. So the whole birthday party, she just going around chugging down White Claws and getting drunk as hell. Meanwhile, Lexi once again is taking notes, honey, and lurking around the corner watching everything. Who's there peeking in my window? Pow. Nobody now. Like, Lexi pays attention to everything, and all of this shit is going to be in that play. Watch what I say. And that's when Maddy is going to put two and two together. These niggas is fucking around behind her back. But Cassie, like I said, was just, oh my God. We thought Rue was spiraling. Cassie is just out of control, just sloppy, just depressed, just crying, drinking herself into oblivion because, of course, Nate shows up to the party and gives Maddy a gift from Tiffany's, and it's just so awkward for her because she wishes that she was Maddy. She wishes that they could be together. She wishes that it could be her with him and not being a secret and being like a dirty whore, much like her mother. It's just all the way fucked up. So they all end up, well, no, let me go back. What's her name? Cassie ends up getting drunk as hell, goes upstairs, and in order to get Nate's attention, she goes upstairs and puts on a sexy bikini. And you know her titties is life. So everybody looking like, what in the fuck is she doing? So she gets in the hot tub. Everybody else follows suit. And when she gets into the hot tub with Nate and them, she like gets in and like accidentally, but she acts like she didn't mean to do it, but she did it on purpose. Falls into Nate or whatever. And then Kat ends up bringing up like, it's good to see y'all back together, talking about Maddy and Nate. And he was like, we not together. And Maddy was like, oh, we not? Like, you said that fast to the motherfucker. He was like, well, you was gonna say we wasn't together neither. She was like, yeah, I can say it, but basically, nigga, you can't fucking say it. You supposed to be winning me back. Like, what the fuck? Like, you saying that real quick, like you don't want to be back with me. Like, what the fuck is going on? And so meanwhile, Cass just sitting there like, he's saying that bitch because he want to be with me and he don't want to hurt my feelings and he don't want to make it seem like he all up on you, but I can't say nothing. So Maddy and Nate end up going back and forth about them not being together and him saying it too fast. And she was like, you know what, like, you full of shit because you always want to tell me how much you love me and how you can't wait to be with me and how you want to be a family, you want to have babies. And at this point, child, Cassie like could not take hearing none of that, because that's the life that she wants to have with Nate, and she throws up. And it's not just throwing up the contents of her stomach, but she's throwing up literally all of the guilt and the secrets that she has been hiding, and she just feels so guilty for what she is doing to Maddy. And so everybody is grossed out. They jump out of the hot tub because this is just a hot mess. Like, Cassie is a hot mess express. Her mama come out like, oh my god. Meanwhile, she crying, I'm sorry, Maddy, I'm so sorry, Maddy, I'm so sorry, I ruined everything, oh my god. And lo and behold, Maddy don't even realize what she's actually sorry for. Baby, Maddy gonna whoop Cassie's ass. So meanwhile, back at the gay bar, Cal is, like I said, drunk off his ass, dancing with this guy who he's imagining is his ex is his ex best friend and he was in love with growing up. He's crying because, you know, that was like the happiest time of his life. He ends up wrestling in the boy because, you know, that's what him and his best friend used to do when they was teenagers. And they like, what are you doing? Like, the fuck is going on? So the bartender was like, you got to get the fuck out. He was like, oh, you want to wrestle me too? And he take off his shirt. And then the security guard is called in. He was like, oh, both of y'all want to wrestle me? What's up? I could take both of y'all. They grabbed that man, and Cal was like, uh-oh. Y'all, I hollered. That shit was so funny. They put his ass out there, bar with the quickness, and told his ass, do not come the fuck back. So of course he like, you can't do this to me. I have memories here. And then he was like, you know what? Fuck y'all. Fuck this. I'm out. So then he gets back on the highway. Get out on the highway. And then born to be wild. That's the type of time he on, riding down the highway, hands free and shit. I just knew he was gonna die this episode, but nah, they had something even better for Miss Cal, honey. So then we see a scene with this dude named Custer banging on Fesco them door to tell him that Nelson baby mama been coming around asking questions. I don't remember this part of the storyline. Can somebody refresh my memory why this fucks up Fesco so bad? I know it got to be, oh wait a minute, was Nelson his ex-dealer that Ashtray killed? Is that who it is? Somebody let me know. But whoever they talking about, it fucked up Fesco whole mood, because he like, fuck, I don't need this shit. So back at Elliot's house, it's just the two of them. You know, she all in her fifis because of, you know, Rue dipping out on her. And she takes a shower, and then we see her going into Elliot's closet to get dressed, and she pulls out her phone. I don't know if she pulled out her phone to see if Rue had called her. I think that's what she was doing, because for a minute there I was like, did she pull out her phone to record them fucking on some weirdo shit like Cal did to her? It was very confusing, but I think that she was just checking her phone to see if Rue called her. So then she gets into the bed with Elliot and initiates sex with him, and you know, he's into it, but he was like, look, before we do this, I got something I need to tell you. And he then tells her that Rue isn't sober. She been high on everything from heroin to pills to everything else, and he knows because he's been doing it with her, and he just can't lie to her anymore. So Jules, of course, is just devastated, and she starts to cry, and she gets out the bed. And I'm like, really, Elliot? You gonna rat out Rue because you trying to fuck I was like, you ain't shit. You can't trust another crackhead. You just really can't. So Rue at home, mind you, high as a motherfucking kite, and is imagining being in church and hearing Labyrinth sing "Hey Lord, I'm tired." Baby, that scene, that church was life. That church was beautiful. Labyrinth, collaborates with Euphoria often. His voice is just so good, and just hearing him sing and just saying, "Hey Lord, I'm tired," because we all can see that not Zendaya, but Rue's character is literally tired and struggling and does not want to live. Like, anybody that does as many drugs as this girl is doing does not want to live. She wants to die. She wants to go and be with her father, and this is the closest that she can get to it. So meanwhile, she's imagining herself hugging her dad and saying to her father, "I'm not a good person." He was like, "No, you're not." And she was like, "You don't know me anymore." And that's true. He doesn't know her. This is not the girl that he raised. And, she misses him. And she says she misses him, because that's when everything changed for her, is when her father got sick. And then they do a shot through the window of Rue in her bedroom alone, dancing by herself, but in such a high that she really thinks that she's dancing with her father. Girl, Zendaya, bitch, if you don't win the Emmy and the Golden Globe and the SAG Award and everything else later on this year for that scene alone, because it was so creepy, it was so sad to see what drugs can do to you. Oh my God, that scene was so harrowing. So, baby, the best part of this episode, this is when shit kicked up a notch. I was like, here we go. This is the Euphoria I needed. Cal comes home from the gay bar, bitch, a new bitch. Cal came home living his best life, honey. So Cal come home, baby, and laughing, drunk boots, pulls out his penis and pisses all over the floor. He get to spraying it all around the floor, and his wife comes and catches him. She's like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Girl, this ain't what you want, sweetheart. This ain't what you want, Miss Thing." So he was like, I think I'm lonely. I'm lonely. And she was like, "Cal, can you please lay down?" He was like, "No, I'm lonely." And so she looking like, "I ain't got time for this shit. Like, I want to go back to bed, honey." So then his oldest son, or the second son, I don't know. I think he's the oldest son. The oldest son comes down and was like, "Dad, what are you doing? Like, why are you pissing on the floor? Can you please put your dick up?" And he was like, the wife was like, "You need help, Cal. Like, you need help." Nate comes out, and baby, at this point, it was a full tirade, honey. Cal was like, "You know how many men I fucked?" Baby, my mouth dropped. The oldest son was like, "Dad, what the fuck are you talking about? How many dudes you fuck?" The wife like, "Cal, would you please be quiet?" And I think she low key knew what was up with him. And he was like, "No, like, I'll fuck whoever I want. I'll fuck him. I'll fuck you. I'll fuck a gay. I'll fuck a man. I'll fuck a transsexual. I'll fuck anybody. Don't matter who, when, what, where. I'm a faggot. Deal with it. You motherfuckers got a lot of nerve, because if I would have came in here and said that I fucked a stripper, with none of this being said, y'all some hypocrites, this, that, and the third." Like, he went off on them. Cal was like, "I am living a double life." He was like, "But you know what? Living a double life isn't my biggest regret. You are." And he points to them. And I was like, ooh, that is cruel for a father to say that to his kids, because you chose to live this life. You chose to have kids the first time, the second time. You chose to marry this woman. You chose this life. You could have chose differently, or at some point made different decisions. So you can't sit up here and blame them for your life not being the way that you wanted it to, because you were too afraid to be who you are. And I feel like that's why Nate is so fucked up, because he never knew love from his father. All he knew was this sadistic sexual shit that he saw his father on, and father being mentally abusive towards him, and this, that, and the third. And it was really fucked up to see him talk to his kids like that, even though it was on some "I'm coming in and dropping the mic" type shit. It was still very disturbing and fucked up to see. And so then he brings up his wife holding on to letters from somebody that she knew from band camp back in the day, and he was like, "I know it got to feel good to know what it felt like to be loved by somebody, because basically, bitch, I didn't love you." He was like, we all got secrets up in here. And then he said to the older son, the porn you watch, you can't say shit to me because you watch some sick ass shit. Gang bangs, 7 people coming on one person's face, people pissing in people booty holes. He was like, you, my dear, better not say nothing about me. So Cal was like, Nate, your whole life is a secret. I don't even know nothing about you. He was like, nope, that's a lie. I know you're very angry. And Nate is scary because Nate just stood there the whole time because he's known about this for forever. But the fact that what Cal said was true, like, I don't know nothing about you. And that's the scariest thing. When you don't know what cards a person is holding, means you don't know what they'll do, what they will do. And Nate is crazy. So I don't think that his father leaving is actually going to be a good thing for him and to like lift the weight off his shoulder. I think it's going to fuck him up even more. So the daddy at this point blames them for his whole life, which was unfair, and was like, he takes the family photo and was like, I'm up. Adios, amigos. I'm the fuck up out of here. I'm about to go live my gay life. Y'all be good. You won't see me. Don't call me. Don't look for me. If you see me cross the street, don't breathe in my direction. I am done with you motherfuckers. He was like, see you later, dickwads. I was like, damn, Cal. But that scene was life. Legendary. So good. It was so good because it was so fucked up. All the mama could do was go in the room, close the door, po tink tink. That lived up to Fesco beating Nate ass. Best 2 moments of this season thus far. I saw that Zendaya had posted today that we're at the halfway mark. So I'm guessing we're only going to get 8 episodes again this season, which is but so far those were the best 2 moments. So we then see Fesco at home, up all night, stressing about this whole Nelson situation. Jules is at Elliot's crib, naked in his bed. He comes back into the room naked, so they obviously sealed the deal. Which, like I said, I know on next week's episode we're gonna see that Rue's character OD, but of course she's not gonna die. But I think that she's gonna come through this, and then when she finds out about Jules knowing that she wasn't sober, and the fact that Jules and Elliot are fucking around, that's going to be the thing that really makes her spiral. On top of the fact that she done got these drugs from that drug lady. And the drug lady told her, you play with me, I'm going to fuck you up and I'm going to kill you. And remember, we saw in the trailer that scene where Rue's character is running in the streets and her sister and mama are in the car screaming and hollering. Like, shit is going to get real for Rue. Like, really real. And I really feel like when her back is up against the wall with that woman, that Ali is going to be the one that helps her get out of that situation. I really hope at the end of this season we see Rue finally, like, get sober and really try to get her life together. Like, really. Because I don't know if I can take, I don't know how many more seasons of seeing her being fucked up on drugs. Like, god damn, can this bitch get some light in her life? And just the cinematography in this episode alone, that scene with Cassie staring into the mirror, and in the mirror she was actually inside the mirror with all of those roses and stuff hanging from, you know, the sky and around her. It was beautiful. The still of Jules being what was that, the Venus Virgin Venus, y'all know what I'm talking about. That was beautiful. The cinematography of Lexi sitting in that theater watching, because that's what she does, she watches everything. Just beautifully done, just excellent. Overall, I give tonight's episode an A-, because like I said, who couldn't see that Rue is back on drugs? And B, because it kind of started off, I'm like, is this whole season just going to be about Cassie running up in behind Nate, stressing and crying? And I was like, I don't want that to be the whole season and what this is about. And then we seeing Rue on drugs. Like, can we get something else going on here? So I feel like from at this point things are really going to pick up with different storylines. So that's why I give it an A-. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode of Euphoria. What were your thoughts on Cal dropping the mic, honey, and leaving his family and blaming everything on them. What do you think about this situation with Elliot and Jules? What do you think this whole situation with Cassie and Nate and Maddy is going to go? This is going to be epic. And we really haven't really got to see a good storyline from Kat this season. She had such a big storyline this season when really she's been relegated to just being in an unhappy relationship, and we haven't really gotten anything else from her either. I want to see more with Fesco and Lexi, see their shit blossom and grow. And when is that girl gonna get off of Fesco and them couch and go home? Where is her family? All she do is lay there like a fat cat. Like, girl, can you get up with your little ugly self? But anywho, thank you guys for watching this review. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. But before you go, check out one of these videos. Bye.